down that pipe. See that man right there controlling the camera?
This guy right here?
Yeah, right down that pipe. Tell.
In a recent confrontation, Mike Tyson, the legendary former heavyweight champion, responded to those who believe he's too old for his upcoming fight, particularly Floyd Mayweather. Tyson's sharp reply was clear. If anyone thinks he's too old, they should tell him directly to his face. This defiant statement comes as Tyson prepares to step back into the ring, facing criticism from various quarters, including Mayweather. Mayweather recently criticized Jake Paul's decision to fight Tyson, calling it disrespectful and questioning Paul's readiness. Tyson, who has been training rigorously for the upcoming bout, didn't take kindly to Mayweather's comments. In a fiery interview, Tyson addressed the criticism, asserting that Mayweather needed to stay in his lane. Clearly irked, Tyson emphasized that he has been in the sport his entire life, fighting the best and enduring it all, and no one would dictate who he could or couldn't fight. Tyson acknowledged that his decision to fight Jake Paul was not taken lightly. He recognized Paul's dedication to training and his willingness to step into the ring with one of boxing's most feared fighters. Tyson noted that Paul was putting in the work and had the courage to face him, something not many would dare to do. He also pointed out that it's easy to judge from the sidelines, but Mayweather, given his experience, should know better than to criticize without understanding the effort involved. Tyson took the opportunity to defend Jake Paul against Mayweather's criticisms, praising Paul's efforts to take on legitimate challenges in the ring. He argued that people love to criticize Jake because of his background, but Paul was serious about boxing and wasn't just doing it for show. According to Tyson, Paul was consistently training, sparring, and learning, and that deserved respect. Tyson emphasized that what mattered most in boxing was heart, and Paul had shown he was willing to put it all on the line, more than most critics ever would. Reflecting on his own early days in boxing, Tyson recalled how he too faced doubts when he was starting out. He made it clear that Paul had heart, and every fighter had to begin somewhere. The courage to step into the ring, according to Tyson, should never be underestimated. During the interview, Tyson didn't hold back when addressing Mayweather directly. He challenged Mayweather's perspective and questioned his motivations. Tyson suggested that Mayweather liked to talk big, but hadn't taken on real challenges recently, implying that Mayweather's focus was more on easier exhibitions than genuine competition. Tyson argued that, in contrast, he was still taking on real challenges and wasn't interested in easy wins or just looking for paydays. He insinuated that Mayweather's criticisms were more about protecting his own image than a genuine concern for the sport. Tyson stated that Mayweather should remember that boxing was bigger than any individual, including himself. Tyson declared that he wasn't in the sport to please anyone but to fight and continue pushing himself. He even challenged Mayweather to step back into the ring if he had any objections. Tyson wrapped up his response by reiterating his commitment to the fight against Jake Paul, making it clear that he was fully dedicated. He highlighted his intense training regimen and readiness to demonstrate his enduring abilities in the ring. Tyson reminded everyone that fighting was at his core and something he was deeply passionate about. He also hinted that Mayweather's comments had only fueled his motivation to put on a spectacular performance. Tyson clarified that he wasn't doing this for Mayweather or anyone else, but for himself and the fans who still believed in him. He suggested that Mayweather's words had merely reignited his fighting spirit, and he was determined to prove that he still had much to offer in the ring. As the fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul draws closer, Tyson's fiery rebuttal to Mayweather has only heightened the anticipation. Fans are eager to see if Tyson, even at 58, can still bring the same level of intensity and power that defined his prime. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, with everything to prove, remains undeterred by the criticisms and continues to train hard for what could be the most challenging fight of his career. When asked about Tyson's power, Jake Paul confidently stated that he believed he could take Tyson's punches. He acknowledged the challenge, but emphasized that he was born for this, asserting that he might even hit harder than Tyson. Paul admitted that he was scared, but clarified that true bravery is about facing fear head-on. Tyson, when asked if Paul could take his power, simply replied, "We're going to see." His response serves as a reminder that despite the years, his fighting spirit remains as fierce as ever. Mayweather's criticisms may have inadvertently galvanized Tyson to step up and deliver a performance that could once again shock the world. The stage is set, and if Tyson's words are anything to go by, fans are in for an unforgettable showdown. Despite his mellowing into a more lighthearted figure over the years, Tyson's intense presence still sends chills down spines, even in his late 50s. With the highly anticipated match looming against YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul, media buzz has skyrocketed. UFC veteran commentator Joe Rogan appears to be firmly in Tyson's corner, but one legendary UFC fighter remains doubtful about the outcome. Originally slated for July, the fight was pushed to November after Tyson faced health setbacks. The fight has sparked widespread discussion, especially after Rogan weighed in, predicting that Tyson would still knock Paul's head into the third realm. However, Chael Sonnen, another respected voice in combat sports, cast doubt on Rogan's bold prediction. Sonnen questioned the evidence behind Rogan's assertion, pointing out that there's no scientific proof that a fighter's power is the last thing to go with age. Despite Sonnen's concerns, Tyson issued a sharp warning to anyone questioning his prospects against Paul. Appearing on Logan Paul's podcast, Tyson dared his critics to confront him directly if they thought he was too old for the fight. Tyson praised Paul, calling him a killer and expressing confidence in his potential. With his signature intensity, Tyson declared, "If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face." This statement, coupled with his steely glare into the camera, reminded everyone of the ferocity that once made Tyson the most feared man in boxing. The upcoming bout, scheduled for 8 rounds, each lasting 2 minutes, with both fighters wearing 14-ounce gloves, will be broadcast live on Netflix. Concerns about Tyson's health continue to be a major topic of discussion in the boxing community. Coach Robert Garcia, who previously worked with two-time heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, expressed doubts about Tyson's ability to pull off a highlight reel knockout. Garcia pointed out that Tyson lost 20 years ago to lesser opponents and questioned whether the fight should proceed as anything other than an exhibition. Despite these concerns, Tyson remains celebrated as one of the fiercest punchers ever to step into the ring. While some critics have chastised Paul for agreeing to the Tyson bout, Joe Rogan believes Tyson still has the power to knock Paul's head into another dimension with a well-placed punch. As the fight date approaches, the boxing world is divided over how to view the upcoming bout. Should Tyson go all out for a decisive win or play it smart and conserve his energy? Concerns about Tyson's health, particularly his sciatica, recent hip surgery, and overall stamina, continue to be a major topic of discussion. Tyson, however, is treating the match with the utmost seriousness. He admitted that he views Paul as a killer and knows he must act quickly before Paul gets too good. Addressing the fans' criticism of his age, Tyson declared that if anyone thinks he's too